Good afternoon. I am Mandy Acosta. I work with Assesse Community Foundation with
Okay.
Black Canadian with Disability. I'm truly honored to interview you, Andrew, and thank you so much for joining me here today. This is a great way to share your story. I'd love to hear a bit more about your journey. So, what inspired you to pursue a career in government service, and how did your journey begin?
Well, thank you. Just for your listeners, my name is Andrew Ogilvie. I'm a manager for Ministry of Natural Resources for the provincial government. I've been in that role for 4 years, but I have an overall 20-year career in the Ontario Public Service. Um, when I first went to school, I actually wanted to be a police officer. That was my dream, was to be a police officer.
Okay.
So I went to school for criminology. There was a high school vice principal who, when I told him my dream, told me to not do that, to not be a police officer. His logic was he saw my ability to think critically, very big picture strategic thinking, and he felt that police officer wasn't the right fit for me,
Okay.
which is why I said, okay, well, I'll be a detective. My first year at university, I got into University of Criminology. My first year, though, I think I realized that criminology
Oh,
would reduce my ability to expand if I didn't want to be a police officer. So I moved into political science and sociology.
okay.
Uh, and that's where my interest in politics and its impact to society really thrived. I never really wanted to work for someone to make another person rich.
Okay.
I always felt the purpose of myself and the purpose of humanity was to make society better,
Okay.
make humans better as a whole, which drove me towards the public service. As you know, my mother also worked in the public service. However, I wanted to get more in the policy as opposed to the operational component of public service. So that started the journey.
Ah,
Um, it has been a journey throughout the 20 years, some good, some bad. But I don't regret making that decision
that's
because
phenomenal. That is
yeah, it was
phenomenal.
it was this decision based on helping people. Um, and to this day, I still kind of have that mindset of we are helping people, even when sometimes the decisions don't make sense.
Okay.
Folks need to understand that there are people in the back who are trying to, no matter how strange the government's direction could be, there are people behind the scenes who are making sure that people in the environment are protected. So yeah, that's what I do.
Wow, that's amazing, I have to say. Wow. So you also run a marathon in a community. So what
Yep.
keeps you motivate and inspired to run marathon?
So I did a half marathon. I'll never do a full marathon. That would be a challenge. So um, as I mentioned in my previous answer, I feel the purpose of humanity or people is to better society, better human beings as a whole.
Okay.
Starts at home, starts with yourself. So looking at ways I can improve who I am as a person. I consistently fail because I'm a human being. Like regularly fail, consistently, daily,
Wow.
hourly fail. However, I think the one thing which I have one is the ability to recognize that I am
Okay.
failing,
Okay.
and recognizing that I will never be perfect. I will never be what I want to be, but
Okay.
you still keep trying.
And that's
Still get up.
okay. That's
Yeah, you
okay.
still get up. Yeah, you still get up. You still keep trying. You still put your boots on. You still put your hat on, and you still attack the day. That's why I always tell my kids, go attack the day. So, and part of attacking the day is finding for example, if the end goal is fitness, there are multiple roads you can take to get into fitness. I was talking to a dad yesterday at a soccer game. He does team sports. He does basketball. He does soccer. Team
Oh,
sports team sports don't work for me. Um, so I found things which work for me. What works for me is lifting weights and running. Running is a way to get in touch with nature, to um, clear your head, to regulate your emotions.
Yeah.
So I got into running, and a friend of mine, we did 10Ks, 10 kilometer races all throughout the pandemic.
Okay.
Um, so once I think at the last one before I did the half marathon, it was easy. Like I'm like, okay, well now I need a challenge because I was doing it. I mean, I do it in like 51 minutes for a 10K, which is decent,
Okay.
but the running itself, there was no challenge. So I figured, what can I do to challenge myself more? And I thought, let's do a half marathon. Now, I don't know if I may do it again. It was hard.
Oh.
Um, like my toes were black at the end. Um,
Oh.
so like it was tough. Um, and it kind of unfortunately reduced my enjoyment of running, which was unfortunate. I'm slowly getting back into it now. That was 2 years ago, and I've only done one race, 10K race since that.
Okay.
Because it killed my joy of running. The race was great up until the 17 kilometer mark. 17 kilometers, they call it the bear. The bear jumped on you, and it's just that last 4 kilometers. I was just begging for the end. Like it was rough.
Oh yeah.
It was rough.
I can
Which is
imagine.
why I'll never do a full, because if 21 kilometers, I was like, I'm done. 42 kilometers is probably worse. So I'm not going to do a full one. But I can say I did it. I will try and do it again
Okay.
sometime over the next 10 years. One more time, and then that's it. I'm not doing it again after that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it's challenging yourself. That's what life's about.
Wow, that's a lot though. I must ask you, so has been your most memorable moments in your work or while running marathon experience and why?
So for work purposes, um, and I tell my staff this, there is a moment when you're working on a particular policy or project when it becomes more than just working on a particular policy or project. It becomes
Okay.
a passion. Becomes a passion. There was a time before I became a manager, I was a senior policy advisor working on a transformational project. I don't know if I can say it, but it was on tax evasion.
Yeah.
And I was the lead. My director gave me complete control over it from top to bottom. And I was on weekends, nights. I had my spare room had a whiteboard. I was working all the time, and
Wow.
I was having the time of my life. Like it was the best 2 3 years I've ever had in work. I got to brief the premier. I got to brief ministers. It was unfortunately the Liberals lost the election after that. So my project,
Okay.
when the government loses, all their ideas get thrown out the window. So all that work went out the window. But I learned so much about myself, about the work, that I was able to transition that into a position in leadership over time. So that was the best moment at work. From a running perspective, oh my goodness, that's a tough one. You have good races, you have bad races. You have races which you will say, I did that in under 50 minutes. That's a win. Or you have races where you just generally enjoy the race,
Okay.
and your time can be bad, but any given Sunday, the air is clear for some reason. There's no pain, and it's just a peaceful. So it's difficult to
That's
narrow
so
down the
good.
running. The running's hard to nail down. There's a few races that come to mind in terms of that were good, but it's easier. The worst race is easier to identify. That one's by far easiest to.
Wow,
I will never.
that's so amazing. I must ask you, so what motivate you to keep moving forward?
Longevity. Longevity. As you know, my mom passed away pretty young. So my focus over the past, I would say 3 years, 4 years, has been what could I do to be healthy and mobile for as old as I can be? Um, Running, walking, which is actually that's another reason why I stopped running. I'm transitioning more to walking. I walk a lot now more than I did before.
Okay.
Um, and um, I find there is healing in nature. I know I sound very hippie, but I do find there is healing in nature. And that's honestly, that's one of the as horrible as the pandemic was, it did introduce me to that. Mountain biking, walking, running outside, being in nature has effects which I don't like, people don't talk about enough. It does. It really does help. So I always encourage folks to, if you're kind of feeling down, if you're kind of like I don't know what to do, just go outside, go find a forest somewhere and walk for an hour.
Okay.
No music, just listen to the trees, the wind, the animals, and just walk. And that does walk to enough to you break a little bit of a sweat, and it helps so much.
I can imagine. I'm learning to walk. It's so
Yeah,
challenging. So Tommy,
yeah,
he helped me walk. So it's
yeah,
amazing. So walking is a very good thing to do. I need to do, especially when you get older, so I can
yeah.
understand. Yeah, absolutely.
If there's a forest near you, do that. It's different. Like I can't explain. Like when there's cars zooming by, walking's great, but like the stress of like cars
Okay.
is like for example, I hate walking on a busy street because I always feel people are looking at me. In the forest, there's no one. Just it's just twigs and squirrels, and that's all. And it's peaceful.
Wow, that is so amazing. I have to say, thank you so much, Andrew, for taking time sharing with me and others. Wishing you continued success and empower the future ahead. So I really appreciate you so much.
Thank you for sure.